Right, today we have Doodle for Google exercise, and I thought it would be fun to incorporate some Photoshop. And so I've made this file for you guys. And over here are all the layers that I've already created for you guys. And the cool thing about Photoshop is that we can incorporate pictures into our letters. And so I just want to show you guys how to do that. And so if I press the Windows key and the right arrow, it should move over like that. And what I thought is I've color coordinated these by the Google logo. So the first letter is G, and it's usually blue in their logo. And so what I did is I came over here, I came into my Google Photos, and I just typed in the word blue, and it brings up everything that's the color blue. So I thought it would be fun to use this one, and so I want to download this. And so download, and it should come up over here. And then I can, in Photoshop, I can go and expand this and go File, Place. And if I go to my libraries and find my downloads, sometimes if you just click the date that you downloaded it, that will kind of help you find it. There we go. And scroll down where that is. You can also go back to here and click on here and say show in folder. That way you see where it is in my downloads, and I just remember the number 7503. And so then when I come over here to Photoshop, I can say 7503. Oops, 7503. I want to say place, and notice I clicked this layer and it says place G image here. And if your image is a CR2 or a raw file, it'll show up like this. Say OK, and it will place it inside just the G. Okay, now you have this bounding box that is around your letter, and if you hold the shift key and grab it by the arrow, by the corner, you can kind of shrink it down. Okay, and so I want to shrink this down, get my answer image in here. Okay, and you can kind of play around with the placement. Where do you want it to fill up your letter? I know it's hard because these are so thin of a letter, but kind of like it like that so that we can see your face. And I might even shrink her down a little bit more. And next, it won't let you do anything until we click this checkbox here. And once you click the checkbox, it's there. Okay. And then you would just go down the line and fill in the rest of your letters with your own personal photos. And so I go to my next layer down here, and it says place the O image here. And so it's talking about this first O. And I want to come back to my Google Photos and simply do a search, type in red, and it will pull up the pictures that have red in them. And so I'll just use this one. And so remember, we want to highlight it, download, and while it's downloading, let's look at the number again, 7550, 7550. And then let's expand this and go File and Place and pull down. And you might have to click Date so that it shows up. If you're having trouble finding it in the downloads like I was, you can type in the exact name. So just go back and look at the name MG_75 and then just type that in here and then say place. And I'm gonna say okay. And then again, it's too big, so if I press down my space bar, I can come over here and then hold down shift, resize my image. So I really want to get that red. I also want to see some of the people dancing in the background. There we go. And then remember, it's not going to let you move on unless you press the checkbox. And then you just want to keep doing the same thing. So the next O, you'd choose a yellow picture. The G, you'd pick a blue picture. And for the L, you'd pick something that had green in it. And then for the E, you would pick a picture that had red in it. And once you're done, I want to go File and say Save As. And then it'll automatically, by default, save it as a Photoshop file, but you want to save it as a JPEG. And for everything we do in Photoshop, you should probably save a PSD, a Photoshop file, and a JPEG in case you wanted to rework on this. I'm just going to say save as a JPEG, and it'll ask me this question. And I want to say maximum. You can even drag this further up as far as the image quality and say okay. And then that's what you would turn in for your classroom assignment. All right, thank you guys.